Hello, hello, beautiful people. Welcome to 1.9 Patterns, Equations, and Graphs. Our SWABAT is to use tables, equations, and graphs to describe relationships. Do me a favor. If you don't have one yet, go and grab yourself a ruler or a straight edge. So if you have just your student ID or Visa, credit card, those work as well. Anything with a straight edge, even if it's not a ruler, grab that, press pause if you need to, just let you have it. Thank you so much. Okay, so example 1, so a lot of things here this one. Use a table, an equation, and a graph to represent each relationship. So that's 3 things I want to do. Table, equation, and graph to represent the relationship. So what's the relationship? Well, Petra earns $11 per hour. Petra earns $11 per hour. So Petra, P, is going to make some money. The money that she makes is equal to $11 for every hour. So if she works 1 hour, she gets $11. If she works 2 hours, so let's look at that. Actually, let's do it. First of all, what if she doesn't go to work? 0. Then how much does Petra make? Nothing. If she works for 1 hour, though, she gets $11. If she works for 2 hours, she gets $22 because we're multiplying. If she works 3 hours, then she'll make $33. If she works 4 hours, she'll get $44. If she works, 8 hours? How much does she get? 11 times H. This was 4 times 11, 3 times 11, 2 hours times 11, 1 times 11, and then H times 11 for the general one. So Petra, the money she makes is 11 times H. Look at that. I just did 2 things all at once. Number 1, we have my equation. Check. Number 2, I also have a table. Check. This was a little bit premature though. In this equation, I use some things that I don't really know what they are. Let's define them. So P is equal to the money that Petra earns. And what does H equal in this equation? H is the number of hours Petra works. Got to define the variables. If we use a variable, we need to define and say, okay, this is what this variable means. This is what it stands for. Got to know what you stand for. Last thing we need to do is to graph this. So that's why we have this handy dandy graph. I like for all of my lines to be straight. And I'd like for you to also. So let's go ahead and make my axis, my horizontal axis, and my vertical axis as well. Because there aren't any negative numbers, that's why I just put it right on the edge of the line. Now, this horizontal axis is going to represent my input values. That's my H. And then the P will go vertically. Pretty much always, your time is going to be your horizontal one. So if this was hours or days or second or years or months, always going to be this horizontal line. Always, always. And then the other one will just go vertically. Now, H is the number of hours. I'm going to go ahead and label that. And P is the money earned. So I'm going to put money earned. Do me a favor, make sure that you have labeled both of your axes. And then, it looks like I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 going this way. This looks pretty square, so there's probably 10. I'm going to go from 0 for sure to 44. So you got to think about what's a good scale to use here. For hours, it's just whole hours, so I'm going to go ahead and make those that way. Now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. About 10 different lines here. So the question is, what should I go by here? Well, I could probably go by like 4s and fit everything pretty well and pretty spread out. But because this looks like it's pretty direct in terms of how they're related, I'm going to go by, because it goes 11, 22, 33, 44, I'm going to go by 11s. The first one is 11, 22, 33, 44, 55, 66, and then you can go ahead and continue with yours as well. But just make sure that you are labeling them, especially because we changed the scale. So we know that if she works 0 hours, she gets $0. For 1 hour, 11, 2, 22, 3, 33, 4, and then so on and so on. And that is a representation of this relationship. The only other thing I want to do, and especially because people in science will really, really appreciate us if we label our axes we did, but our graph should have a title. This is all about Petra getting some money, so I'm going to label it Petra's dinero. Get money, Petra. And then that's it. That's all you have to do for that, for example 1. You like it? I love it. Example 2, use a table to draw a graph and answer the question. So I want to make a graph of this, and then there's a question apparently. Spoiler alert. The table shows the number of pages Dustin read in terms of hours. How many pages will Dustin read in 12 hours? So for 1 hour, he does 23 minutes. Just kidding. For 1 hour, he does 23 pages. 2 hours, 46, 3, 69, 4, 92, 5, 15. What's happening in here? Well, it looks like this is for 1 hour, so this is 23 times 1. For 2 hours, I know half of 46 is 23, so it's 23 times 2. This is 23 times 3, 23 times 4, 23 times 5. The question is, how much will Dustin read in 12 hours? Well, I'm going to say it's 23 times 12. That's how many pages he's read. So what does that equal to? Well, 23 times 12, if you check on your handy dandy calculators, is 276 pages. So in 12 hours, he reads 276 pages. Good for you, Dustin. That is us answering the question. Check. Use the table to draw a graph. We have not done that yet. So hours is still going to be my horizontal axis. There aren't any negative hours, so I'm just going to let this be my x-axis here. And then, I'm sorry, my horizontal axis will be here because it's time. And then my vertical axis will be P. And what is P? Well, P is the number of pages. And H is the number of hours. And then we'll graph. So the hours are just going up by 1s, and it's not jumping too much, so I'm going to go by 1s for that. And then for the number of pages, since it's going up by 23 every single time, I'm going to go ahead and let that be 0. And I'm going to go by 23s. So I've got 23, 46, using this as my guide, 46, 69, 92, 115. And then you can use your calculator and then just keep adding 23 each time. So, where did I leave off? No. Thank you for your patience. 115 plus 23. And then I'm going to have 138 plus 23. 161. And then you're going to keep on adding. And then I've already added them on my calculator. So if you want to, you can press pause right now so you get these numbers written down. Pause and then unpause. And then we're going to just graph each of those points. You know, for 4 it goes to 92. For 5 goes up to 115. And then it really just continues in the same pattern. It's a linear relationship, but it's also direct variation. All right, what do I need left? I need a title, and then I'll be good to go. What are we talking about? Dustin reading a book? Yeah, I'm not as creative for this one. Dustin's reading Rainbow. That's all I got, guys. I'm going to put quotes in it so it looks official. And that's it for your lesson today. Thank you so much and have a blessed day.